Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have SYLAS Jungle. And I'm going to explain why. Obviously he's very, very strong in the mid lane, but why he's going to be really, really strong in the jungle in Season 13, along with the Udyr. Now, SYLAS obviously has been picked a lot in Worlds. We saw a lot of SYLAS. Most people are frustrated by the strength of the champion, and honestly are just absolutely frustrated with how 1v9 he can get. The issue with the jungle is we just don't have that fallback to clear speed. We don't have that necessary way to amp our scaling up to reach that point, and thus he's better in lane. However, with the improvements to Season 9 was the last time we had SYLAS be viable in the jungle. Season 13, I made a nice video on the main channel. You can go ahead and watch that. I'll link it below. All the changes detailed for the jungle in Season 13, but specifically for him, not only will the jungle pets provide him, as we were kind of, you would have seen the runes First Strike, not Conqueror, nice scaling, a little bit of cheat. Wow. I mean, wow, that right there is a tilter. So yes, he can thrive and succeed doing level 2 gank cheeses. He can do level 2 cheese invades like this. Really, really good. However, remember, in Season 13, the amount of damage you do to enemy jungle camps is reduced. For Volibear and auto attacks, it's about 17%. That'll shift, I'm sure, based upon the champion you're playing and how strong you get. For Mundo, who gets a lot of AD, the lower he is, that, it's a flat amount that they're removing, not necessarily a percentage. So it will depend on your champion. But you can't just walk in and do someone's red side quadrant anymore. You're going to lose like 9 seconds. However, the amount of HP replenishment you get from farming in the camps, the way the jungle pet makes it easier for you to farm, that means SYLAS now will have that fallback potential, and he won't have to cheese and rely on level 2 ganks and these level 1 invades and things like this. He will be able to 4-5 camp even successfully and with enough tempo to gank lanes before the Scuttle Crab spawns. And the Scuttle Crab, my friends, is getting buffed. 11 more experience at that level 2, less gold, but more experience. If you could double Scuttle, you will come out ahead of where you are now in the season, because the Krug camp obviously has less experience. And, with SYLAS, with champions like this, do we really want to go ahead and do gankings? Yes, we want to do gankings, but do we really want to go ahead and waste our time on Krugs at the moment? No, we don't. But in Season 13, with a reduced speed Krug camp, obviously lower gold, lower experience as well, about 17 less experience at rank 1, you can effectively look to do that edge camp and get the scaling, because it's still going to be a good camp to tank, right? You still want to loop this over and over again. Here we go again. I think this will be pushing it because Aatrox is still Aatrox, right? So this is the kind of stuff you need to make SYLAS work now, but his PvP power, the strength he has, obscene. Red Raptor's Grump, Red Raptor's Grump, not the way we normally draw it up on the whiteboard. That would be this, and this into the gankings, plus, buff Grump combos are really the only way to make it work at the moment. But in Season 13, my friends, with the HP replenishment on that new jungle pet item, I honestly think SYLAS definitely will be one of those non-jungler junglers that will become more of a jungler. Kiana maybe, but then Riot will probably nerf it, and then she'll still be strong, and then they'll nerf her again. I wonder if she'll ever receive buffs. She always does, and then she receives like 10 nerfs afterwards. But the point being, SYLAS here, we see the Udyr show up mid lane here. He has 20 odd CS, you're tracking that, you're paying attention to where he goes. SYLAS here right now, I mean, we've done his red, his Raptors, our Grump, we've looked top lane, we've gotten ourselves a top Scuttle, and out of base we're going straight to the lane because we know we cannot farm efficiently. But again, in Season 13, that's not going to be the case. However, jungle theory. Think about this, because obviously, we want this to be relevant as we go into Season 13, and I will make this relevant for you. Which item do you think SYLAS will go and thrive with? If we go with the Scorch Claw, the Red Smite, we're going to get that slow, and the 4% max true damage burn over 4 seconds. Yeah, or you can go with the blue one, which is the Wind Stalk or whatever it is, because that's the one that allows you movement speed in bushes. So does that allow you to eat for walls and trap people and have the gank ability? Yes, but likewise, for a lot of melee junglers, even if you do damage, the Moss Stomper is going to be the way to go, giving us that shield that replenishes itself, as well as the tenacity and slow resist bonus. So for things that can engage, I think even with SYLAS, you don't need the damage, right? And your whole thing is sustain and disruption. Yes, the Red Smite's going to be glorious, but so will the Moss Stomper be. So I think either way, those are going to be great for him, but you're going to heal so much in the jungle from the camps, and you don't have to, like this right here, we're going to bring the camps together. You can't do that anymore, but you do the camps in isolation faster, so it's going to be less of an issue. Yeah, so Can I drag this right? Thank you. Yeah, Aatrox is now defeating the Yone. It's not how Zeus does it in Worlds, is it? Well, most Aatroxes, when they're on the enemy team, are Giga Aatrox, and when they're on your team, they're kind of Aaron. That's the distinction we can make. So you can still kite the camps, don't worry, you can drag the camps. The reset is significantly more forgiving, so you can definitely find that sweet spot. There will be skill expression in our clears, but the way he's had to kind of thrust himself into the jungle in the cheese, gank here, gank there, and now he can sequence up in shadow and kind of look for plays. This is what we have to do now, but again, that's not going to be the case by next Wednesday. However, the fallback being that when you need to do what he just did, you're going to do it faster, healthier, stronger, faster, bigger, better. And because of that, you're going to be 6 right now. You can go and fight people. You can afford yourself the opportunity of clearing and then ganking. Cassio shows bottom lane. The Udyr finally shows up here with 45 CS. And you know, we're only down 9 CS. We're down 2 camps, obviously some minions here. So he's done a solid job. But imagine in the future, you can match that speed tempo. Obviously, Udyr will be faster as well, but he could join the camps nearly as much and drag them nearly as much as he does. And the outliers of clear speed, in terms of the high end and the low end, piano accordion, bringing them closer together, which is good. You know, I don't want my entire jungle meta defined by who clears faster. And I don't want to I don't want a jungler to be only viable when he cheeses. You know, Twitch jungle is another thing, right? Like, that's not something I personally enjoy. I hate it, but we all remember the smurfing Twitch junglers of the world. Even in 2020, you could do it, you know, and things have changed since they made it more of a farming meta. And now Twitch jungle, yes, he can still cheese, but I will be interested to see how the Twitch jungles, the SYLAS jungles, anything like that, right, ends up clearing in terms of speed. So if you main these champions, please go to PB right now, get your time in before it goes live. Even with the ping, get your time in. I can tell you for a fact that Cassandre is faster and healthier on PBE. So while I've been spamming it, yeah, it's fun, but there's definitely a downside to live in terms of how it works. But on PBE, that didn't exist. You know, I could actually farm my camps and rotate to scenarios. That's the thing too. Like, he's done a cheese here. He's going to fall back to his camps. He's going to try and do a grump. Something happens. He needs to rotate, but he's spent so much time in the grump. You want to finish it. But it takes so damn long. And that won't be the case next season either, because remember, Smite 600 at base. Get 20 snacks done. There's 40 treats that you need to get down to 0. You go from 40 to 20. That goes from 600 damage to 900 damage. So at this point, if he had farmed, yeah, at this point he'd be at that threshold, and now his smite is usable on champions, and it has 900 upgrade, which means you're getting that upgrade the same as now, but earlier you're getting 150 HP extra smite for those 5 smites that we are currently using. Reposition here, but like, you can see this. You're a degenerate. You're playing Aatrox. You can see this here, like, we're really trying to force things to get things going, and the fact that we have to fall back to farming, look at the difference now. I called it out. We were only down 2 camps. Look now, 74 to 52. This is the problem. He's trying to make plays. He's trying to look for the angles, but he knows that the Udyr will just beat him. He knows that the Udyr will just farm in the meantime. But now this is it. This is what we want. Can we hit the chains of destiny? Yes, we can. Can we kill him? Hopefully we can. Yes, let's go. Yes, yes, yes. Do we have a W? Do we have an E? Yes, we have a W. We tried to get into range of the flash W, but it didn't work. Can the chains sit? They can. There we go. Thank goodness. The auto passive coming through. Now we can swap into the Herald. See, now you need to be so damn patient and accept that the enemy jungler is going to be 20 odd CS over you. It sucks. It feels bad, and that's not going to be the case in the future. Yes, you'll still be down 10 CS, but it's not going to be 20, 30 CS. And again, you'll be healthier, so you can look for these plays more frequently. The experience nerfs in terms of the camps, yes, I have spoken about that, but remember, the experience nerfs are because the jungle item, the jungle pets, will be giving us 15 more experience. So, for example, the red buff, if you have no jungle item, is 110 experience, level 1. You take it, you get 110 experience. In Season 13, 95. But our jungle item in Season 13 gives us 15 more experience, thus negating the nerf. So, when your laners are taking your stuff, blame him, beat him, get angry, say no, because like, it's even less experience for you now. Now, what they should shift is make sure that the lane experience that the junglers get also goes down, because I'm sick and tired of doing this stuff as, like, SYLAS. Imagine you're SYLAS here and you actually have 5 kills, and the Udyr is like 30 CS up, but you've actually counter jungled him because you could, and it's just because he held like 5 or 6 waves from the laners you killed. You know, he gets more experience from that than farming. And if he can farm, he's just farming, holding waves, farming, holding waves. That should not be rewarded. We see the blasting cone go over here. We're going to try and snack this up now. So definitely a slower paced game. But the cheese is good because it slows the Udyr down completely, which is what you want to do. That's all you really can do is kind of slow the number 9. See what I'm talking about? He just shows up, pushes a wave and sequences. He's up 37 CS. 37 CS. So what are you doing to offset that farming tempo? He's 0-1-1. He's up 2 levels. And all he's done is farm and push waves. I hate it that this is a thing. Likewise, okay, it's the same thing. I accept that when I'm not doing anything and I'm holding waves and I get a lead over someone, I don't deserve it. But why does he deserve it? Because he can just farm faster, significantly so. Now, once you get that 3rd upgrade to the smite, and here's the kicker for why SYLAS is going to be nice. If you can get 3-0-0 here and use the upgraded smite and farming speed and ability to stay healthy in the jungle to maybe counter jungle a little bit, even though there's a reduction in the damage we do to those cams, we'll get that 3rd upgrade of the smite, 1200 damage, now does AoE damage, which means, here we see this Cuddle Crab, we have a roaming Kai'Sa, Aatrox is in the top lane, Yone is dead, we have a deficit, it's time for SYLAS to 1v9, we're gonna steal his ult, we will become the Aatrox, nice job by the Karma, we're gonna kill him, we get the reset, chase down the Kai'Sa, we have nothing up, chains are up now, but she's repositioned, we lose the Hextech Dragon for this, but we have the Herald. It's unlucky that she's here, actually. We really want to use this for cash infusion. Herald's still going to be good. There are some changes coming to the towers and things like that. Chemtech map is beautiful, really enjoyable. See, you're not seeing when you do this. This is just good jungling, right? So for me, the whole discussion is the dude AFK farms. He's 0-1-1. He's up 40 CS. Why is he up 2 levels? You know, all he did was farm. It should be rewarded. The SYLAS here using good pathing in the river. You don't see him, right? Because this little wall here, you don't get seen, and then you just E over this one. You know, like the stuff the SYLAS has to do to make it work, it's such hard work. But we can push this here, we can get the plates. The main thing is we got the Herald. Ooh, see, I would have just, I can know he wants to use it, but he's really looking for it here. We saw that. This is now risky when you don't have a scanner, you don't have control wards. Aatrox is now moving, so this is definitely risky, but again, we're strong PvP. Why is SYLAS strong? Because he can turn fights, because he has that W on such a low CDR. He has a Change of Destiny, he has Red Smite. Here we go, Karma's rotating. Karma's a level ahead of us, for goodness sake, obviously. It's mid lane Karma, but still, like, you know? Yes. Ooh, get a taste of your own medicine, Aatrox. That's why SYLAS is strong, because he's down a level. And yes, we had a Karma helping out, but he's able to turn those fights. We really want to use these the Herald for some plates here. That's not going to change. Now that the Aatrox is dead, and obviously Cassie's going to show up at some point. The Udyr does show up as well. He's going to try and wave clear this. He's only up a level now. We're 5-0-0. This is good. This is good. But everything about Season 13 means you're going to be healthier, stronger, faster, and you will be able to keep up your tempo with farming. Now, say we finish the Moss Stomper, we'll have a shield to go fight that Aatrox. We can also AoE smite camps to get them done quickly. Like, this is where it's going to be faster, right here. This is the problem, right? Your mid-game farming, this is going to be better. Nice interrupt, but she's on the most OP spell in the game. Cassio Miasma. I'm so glad this champion ain't meta. See, right here, you could smite this now. You want to save your AoE smite for these camps. Just rinse it, go. Rinse it, go. Same thing for the Raptors. Rinse it, go. Here, too. Rinse it, go. You want to just make sure that you're smiting the Wolves, Raptors, and Krugs as fast as you can. AoE smite. Obviously, it works in mini waves as well, but that's really what we want to be doing. That AoE drop down is huge. Yeah, I think we should rotate to this. Let's go. Hello, Udyr. We have a lot of cash money in pocket here, but look at this. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, I think actually, oof, never mind. Shut your eyes. Not for children. I was wrong. That didn't go so well. No, it didn't. But that's the issue when you go, you know, you got a whole Zhonya's in your pocket and you don't reset. So it's better here to clear this quadrant reset and rotate down through the lane than necessarily drag your sorry poor ass down to this zone when the enemy team has spent their gold and you haven't. So that won't be fixed in Season 13. If you have a problem with that now, you're going to have a problem with that then too. Okay, so balanced and enjoyable experience is the Udyr. The Udyr will be strong because the atomization, tank atomization is going to be even more broken than it already is. But farming is still going to be rewarded, unfortunately. However, because of the health and the fact that low, slow farmers will be able to catch up, we should have a bit more parity in the experience department. We steal the ult, we hit the Everfrost, but we get grounded, we move out of the grounded, we make sure we hit our Q Chains of Destiny, then hit our E Chains of Destiny. We want to hit a W here, we get the Triumph proc, thank goodness, or excuse me, the level up. We're not running that Conqueror, right? We're not running that Conqueror. Treasure Hunter, First Strike Gaming, no Conqueror, no Triumph. No, actually, yeah, let's have a look here. 354 damage dealt, 329 damage gained with 5 out of 5 stacks of Treasure Hunter. So that's 900 gold, free atomization that gave you the zombies that allowed you to make that fight. And that's why that rune set is so damn valuable. One of the best in the game, no doubt. Right, so it's been a slow game, a tempered game. All you're trying to do with these off-meta junglers is get yourself to the level where you can be the champion that you would be, say, in a solo lane. Now, the argument is made that junglers who are designed for jungle are doing the same exact thing, except they're optimized to have the same kind of results, right? Things like the Udyr, but like, look at this. With Swifties and Sunfire and Demonics, he just runs you over. It's literally unkillable, literally unkiteable. It's an absolutely disgusting champion, and with the new tank itemization, woof, not looking forward to it. Thankfully, we're not going to be constrained to buying bombies. Now, they will most likely try and do this Herald and try and get that dragon. So we get seen here. Can we do a little bit cleanup crew? No, but we can just push a wave. He's up only 1 level now. Ooh, forces a flash. See, playing with the karma is really nice in the mid lane. But yeah, SYLAS is a strong PvP champion. So again, as long as we can get to that Everfrost zone, that Zhonya zone, we get a death cap, you know, those kind of things. Don't rush Morellos. We're gonna have fun. So we smite that away from the Cassiopeia. That's good. We're falling back into a jungle. Bit of a negative game state here. This is fully expected. That's why I'm showing this particular game. That's why I'm showing this particular game, because it shows the weaknesses of the pick and shows that on Season 13 it's going to be offset to a reasonable degree, so you're not going to have to always play like this, right? And you can hit these spikes sooner, which means you can be a PvP menace sooner, which means you can 1v9 games sooner. And if you need to comment sooner, you can do so. Right, we're level 11, down 2 levels now, but that doesn't really matter because we have 8,500 gold and he has 8,200 gold. The benefit of First Strike and Treasure Hunter, the benefit of being 611, the benefit of Patience is that we still have a gold lead and of course Herald Plate activation. Flank. Here we go. Chains plus Everfrost onto the Kai'Sa. We're going to make sure we can kill her. The Tristana shows up with the Rakan. We're getting the kill. We Zhonya's. We're going to have the W up very, very shortly if we need. I mean, what is the W now? What at this point in the game? We're at 4.84 seconds. Obscenely low for such a drastic spell. We're just trying to buy time the whole time. It's always cooldown usage on SYLAS. It's critical with your E hit. Remember the magic shield and the shields on the E? Yeah, that wasn't okay. I'm glad they removed that. That was not so good. But the W turn, we've gone into the Q max from faster farming, faster AoE damage while hitting camps, because we need that. And then obviously the W max for our PvP skirmishing. We're coin flipping this here. We go to the backline. We hit the Nami max range chains here. Remember, use your auto attacks and your passive as well. Really, really huge. Can we get the Herald? Yes, we can. Can we get over the wall? Can we flash? No, we just accept our death. I mean, at this point, take the objective and run. I wish they would pop up the Herald thing. Like, why does it not say Rift Herald slain? Or does it? And I just always miss it. I don't know. It's one of those things. Okay. Kai'Sa taking Raptors. Yone splitting bot lane. 0-5-3. That spike coming in. We're almost at 0-10. SYLAS is up again. Right. Think he's going for Shadow Flame. Nice build path, bit of HP, but more sustainability, and obviously penetration. And they do have shield, so we will get a bit of bonus amp from that. We'll keep track of that, obviously, as we always do. Warding on the Baron camp here. So here now, for example, if you got multiple charges of smite, you could smite the stack it, go here, and then move, right? It's just going to enable so much quick mid-game farming. And of course, because the smite is effectively chilling smite, which is what Udyr has here, the benefit that you have from the jungle pad is Udyr shows up around the flank here, flash ult by the Cassio, but we hit the chains. Beautifully done. We're Zhonya'ing again. We will have all our things up as well once we replenish. We have Udyr's ultimate, and we go back in. See, this is it, in and out, in and out, in and out, using those cooldowns, using the Zhonyas to bait, and the Moss Stomper. Imagine having the Moss Stomper there, where you have that shield plus tenacity and slow resist. You're just going in, right? You're going to get slowed, you're going to get CC'd, but you'll be able to be free sooner and obviously absorb damage from your shield, which will now replenish again. If you went for the Scorch Claw, the Red Smite, which does that slow plus the damage over time, if you could unload a full SYLAS combo and Zhonya's that you could tick, tick, tick slow, and then when you come up, all your CDRs are up, you hit another change, you hit another heal with your W, more passive autos. It could be really nice to cycle. But again, the biggest issue has always been the farming and the HP out of the jungle, but we're able to snack 2 Heralds this game despite losing 2 Dragons. That's fine. We are not all of a sudden going to be able to kill Dragons. Actually, that's a lie. We will. The pets enable us to kill Dragons faster. So you're not hamstrung and only doing Heralds. And that goes for any off-meta or weaker typical jungler. So those kinds of things I think are going to be really interesting to see. So if you're a strong PvP jungler now that has resort to cheese and kind of AFK farm, look forward to those benefits coming your way, at least taking you from here to here. You're not going to be here where Udyr is, but you're at least going to close that gap a little bit so the dude won't be 40 CS up 0-1-1 while you have 5 kills trying to make things happen with your team or anything. And if your whole team is inting and all lanes are losing and you're like, what do I do? Channel, main channel, video, when all lanes lose. Go watch it. My main channel is linked below every video, but some people think this is my only channel. Really, 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 really. I might try something more interesting tomorrow. An experimental piece of content, more coaching style. So anyway, I didn't want to interrupt the fight. The Yone hits the ult here. The SYLAS is showing up over the wall. We're just going to flash and W that Kai'Sa. Well, try as best we can. We use our Zhonya's here to, again, survive. W's up again. You can use it to heal. You can now reposition. We go on the back line again to the Nami. We make sure she dies. Keep using your W whenever it's up. Obviously, you get the bonus amp when you're lower, so we will want to try and use it opportunistically, but as you can see, it doesn't really matter when you use it, as long as you use it. Keep hitting your auto attacks for the passive proc, keep hitting your chains on the target you want to CC, make sure you hit the W for the Q for the explosion chains. Huge stuff. It's not really difficult, right? It's a bit of a spam button champion, but it's not really spam button. It's just, you got such a low CDR rotation, like what is this now? 4.52, 3.87, 7.74. So those chains are obviously the most critical one, but if you use them to open, you go into your auto attacks plus your Ws and your Qs, your Zhonya's, they'll be up again to reposition and hit other targets, which is what he's frequently doing here. And obviously steal the correct ult. We're not talking always about that, but that's what he does. It's unfortunate. That's what makes him so irritating. I mean, he's irritating enough without an actual ultimate, but then he goes and takes your team's best ultimate. Are you guys doing the El Baron sneak? Yeah, they're actually doing a sneaky Baron. That's a good thing. You see, we get distracted. We're going to go on the backline here. Everfrost into a dead Nami. We can steal her ult, and we're going to hit a 4-man Nami ult here. We're grounded, so we have to be quite cautious here. Chuck out the W. Sorry, the Q. I keep saying W and I mean Q. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. End of the season. Kill the Aatrox. Now swap back into the Kai'Sa. Repositions. Good chains. Kill. You see the disruption here. You see the disruption. Yeah, they did this, but we kill the mispositioned target immediately, steal her ult, use it, glorious 4-man stack, and then you just focus down the right targets. Target selection is always critical in these fights, and Yone is like, yes, I'm helping, I am good gamer, watch me go. And we're like, yeah. Are we really? We're having a chat, just tanking a red buff. So that's a huge game swing now. We are in the lead now, 5k from these last couple of fights with 13-7. Did you see how quickly it changed? All it took was one good engage, one good fight, and all we did was keep our farm up reasonably. Again, reasonably. The Udyr is up 60 CS, but, you know, we have 13 kills, and it's not like he played badly for an Udyr, but he just farmed and existed, while SYLAS was like, I need to try this, but the windows weren't opening. I would normally, in your games, go top lane here and push it, because no one on your team is going to think about that side lane. They're just going to group and take your camps. So really just focus on pushing that wave. They're trying to get the tower. Yeah, you'll lose a wolf camp or so, but the 3-4 waves you can snack plus tower, beautiful. Right, what do we have in the bank? 3,500, glorious. And we went for the death cap, obviously. We didn't actually end up going for the Shadow Flame. We just went for the Needless into that amp tome. I was like, we could do it, but why when we can just go all out into the death cap? You know what I mean? Huge damage. And there's the Shadow Flame, so we'll track this as we go. If you were, say, more of a broken individual and you died and you could get the Shadow Flame before the death cap, it's better to finish that item. The Needless does allow you the flexibility, but yes, ideally we want to go that death cap. And of course, the itemization shifts will affect SYLAS in that we'll have a lot of tanky people running around with Sustain and Spear Shojin. So having someone that can tone fights on low CDR rotations already, very, very good. We hit the Everfrost. He's 16. He deserves it totally, doesn't he? Super fun. Here we go. Chase him down, Udyr. Very skilled. No, that's very skilled. Totally deserve it. It's just, the memes write themselves with these champions. The memes absolutely write themselves. She tanks a tower shot. because why not? Aatrox is going back to base to deal with the Yone. Udi is the one with the Baron, so he has to kind of stick around here for the push. Again, super skilled. Really love the Phoenix, thank you. Slow and burned. Yona's going to kite back in here. He might be looking at some collapse here. Okay, we have to wait out this Baron. We really have to wait out this Baron. Well, there's a collapse. He's dead. We're going to hold this wave. All right, what goes on here? Let's have a look. Okay, nothing goes on. I can confirm that. We hold, and we chill. Right, Baron is going to be spawning thusly, but not quite so soon. We have here an Aatrox. Wait a second. So Aatrox then does the exact same thing as the Yone. We had nothing happen whatsoever. Yone splits and dies. Nothing happens. Aatrox is not a bit of a precarious situation. We will have a dragon spawning and a Baron, of course, rising soonish afterwards. Now the Yone is going to TP. Oh, no, Yone is going to TP where the Udyr is. We have the Cassio out of position with a Nami, so Rakan will ult them, knock her up. Sylas will say, yes, let me hit you with some chains explosion, a little bit of Q damage. And we have the collapse here by the Yone. Always going to push the wave. The Udyr is collapsing in here. We have 4 people here. We could fork them good. And there's a dragon spawning soon as well. And Yone is like, yes, I'm good champion design. Well done. I exist perpetually, doing nothing until I can kill everybody because I reached atomization spike. Sylas is on the backline here. We have the Cassio ult as well, but we're just going to use the chains of destiny to kill her thusly also. She's gonna do this because that's her job. She is a Fista. We just gonna... I mean, that's not for the TikTok, I think. That's not for TikTok, but that's huge. Right, bottom wave is pushing. Catch the mid wave here. Cut it. Check for the camps. Nothing available. Doesn't really matter. They have many people dead. You could go for the Baron, but it's not up, so we go and push and inhib here as fast as possible. If someone defends, kill them fast, and kill them righteously, because they should not be dying. They should be giving it up slowly, waiting for the team to respawn, and then going to fist you over the Baron, but they have no inhib. We now have the Aatrox moving into a position. That's just a lot of chain CC. Guys, we can just... Let's go, Baron. Come. I mean, you could reset first, but ideally we want to do it, bait it, kill them. Ah, yes, here we go. Right there. If you have Scorch Claw, she's dead. I'm pausing it for Season 13. If you have Scorch Claw, she is dead. Even if she dies here, right, the Red Smite, in essence, think of it evolving into the Scorch Claw, okay? So here she actually survives. She actually doesn't die, but she would be dead with the Scorch Claw, which is great. Sylas is in the backline here, and now we just need to keep chaining and killing the Udyr. We're going to use that the guy goes back into the fight for some particular reason. And now we should, in theory, try to end, but I'm curious as to what causes us not to end. Flash, chains, destiny, nothing. W, Q, why am I saying W? Oh man, the Jungle Changes video, I spent so much time on it, 3 days. Studying, numbers, investigating, testing, compiling all the footage, breaking it down as to what's going to happen. Like, it's one of the most in-depth Jungle Changes videos I've ever done. I had render issues, so my brain, honestly, it was 3 days and a lot of time, plus coaching, so lately I'm just, whew. That's why I spread these out again. I was doing 5 a week, 5 a week, but they weren't really having the views that I wanted for the amount of time that took, so I kind of just reduced it because end of Season 12. I only picked things that I feel like, with Season 13 coming up, can we talk about this? If yes, then we move. So we're going to take that, rebase, and now we are leaving base with 25 stacks Mejais. Just in that fight alone, we got 1356 bonus damage, extra bonus damage from shields 142. We bite for the anti-shield, guys. Ah, hello enemy team. This is where the Moss Stomper was huge. You want to make these plays. But we get the kill, and we have such a big lead here. Nami ult against Sterling. We're going to use that for zoning. It hits the Udyr. Be careful here. We use Everfrost. We hit the Q there, which is great. We have everything up. We use a W on the Udyr. We reposition with the E over the wall. Cassiopeia is chasing down our ADC. Rakan's going in. Yone flanks says, hello, Kaisa. She dies. Sylas shows up over the wall, chains the dead person. And our team have rallied around the coolness of Sylas and the fact that this dude is 17-11. So, is he a great and viable jungler today? No. Will he be a great and viable jungler on Wednesday? Yes, because of all the things that offset his weaknesses, and at the end of the day, he's still an absolute cracked PvP gamer. Yes, Conqueror and Electrocute are probably better for your standard jungle setups, but First Strike is fun, First Strike makes you rich, and First Strike lets you reach needlessly large rods before you otherwise would because of the compromise you have in farming speed versus your meta junglers. Thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please have a look at the Zada GG guides below. They will all be updated with the fresh itemization and routes coming next week, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.